We all want to put an end to negative thoughts. We all want to be full of, free from fear and free from worry. And the Supreme Soul, Shiv Baba, the ocean of knowledge himself, is telling us the method for that, because you see that in the world people have tried many things to be free from negative thoughts or worry and fear. These days people are going to psychotherapists, they are going to psychologists, they are going to psychiatrists, and they are asking them, there's this constant fear or this worry. And even those who are not going and seeing them, we all feel that there is some worry, some fear, some negative thoughts that keep coming up now. And whatever ways we have tried to solve this problem in the world, people have not been able to be successful in being free from fear and worry, because even about medicines, what is my, whatever I have understood from observing many children who come to Baba's home. So medicines do symptom reduction. That is, you will not feel, it's like a painkiller. So you don't feel the pain, you don't feel the fear, feel the worry for some time, but it doesn't alter your condition. And when you stop taking the medicines, that condition again comes up. That is why most medicines are addictive and chronic. So you have to take them always. So this is why the only resort, you see, in bhakti people call Baba Baidyanath, which is the supreme surgeon. And Baba says, I give you the treatment for that which you cannot treat in the world. So Baba says that Baba says, first thing you have to understand that the thoughts that you are having, whether negative or whether any kind of thought that is making you uncomfortable, that thought or fear or worry has its origin in your sanskar, not in the situation. First thing we have to understand is, I worry because I've created a sanskar of worry. I fear because I've created a sanskar of fear, or I create a certain kind of thought because I've created that sanskar of thought. Yes, and sanskar originates from action. So you see that we have habits of thought, habits of feelings, habits of attitudes, and habits of actions that we create, right? So we create so many habits. Now these habits are created because we think, feel, create attitude or actions of a certain kind and repeat them, right? So if there is a pattern of thought, we are creating a kind of thought over and over again, or we are creating feelings. Now who is creating all of this? The soul. So if I, the soul, am creating a certain kind of thought, a certain kind of feeling, or I am holding a certain attitude, let's say the attitude of being afraid. So I'm just creating this attitude that something shouldn't harm me, or something shouldn't affect me, or I'm doing some action, maybe the act of eating or getting up or walking, and that action is of a certain kind. So when we do something repeatedly, that becomes a sanskar. Now the thing is, what is the origin of action? The origin of action is consciousness. So you see that why we think or speak or act or feel or the way we do is because of our state of consciousness. So if my state of consciousness is the same, then my thought, feeling, action will be the same, and that sanskar cannot be broken. And because of that sanskar, whatever I am creating right now, whether it is worry, fear, or any other kind of thought, however uncomfortable, although I feel uncomfortable with it, although I don't want it, but still I'll keep creating that same thing because the root is not changing. So the root is our state of consciousness. Now, what is consciousness? So you see that your sense of self and your sense of who you are and your sense of what is yours, that is precisely your sense of your consciousness. And in the world, we have become, from the copper age, we become body conscious. Now, what does body consciousness mean? So, body consciousness means that I think I am the body, I am a mother, I am a father, or I am an engineer or a doctor. But are you all of that? You're not all of that. You have a body. You work as an engineer, you work as a doctor, you play the role of a mother or a father, but you are not that. You are a soul doing all of that. Now, when we start getting caught up in body consciousness, we start creating this connection that, I, the soul, I forget the soul, and then I think, this body is me, this relationship is me, and my title or my position as an engineer or doctor is me. And when we start doing that, then obviously whatever is happening to the body or in the relationships or in the profession is happening to me, because I am that. So when I define myself as the body, as the relationships, as the work I do, then whatever happens in the work life, whatever happens in the body or in the relationships doesn't happen there. It happens here because I am that. Yes, so it is happening to me. Now, when we become soul conscious, how do we become soul conscious? Baba teaches us and tells us that you are not the body, you are not the relationships, you are the one who has the body, and you come from the soul world. And Baba gives us this knowledge that the body is created in the womb, right? So in the womb, the body is created, and at around 3.5 months of the body being created, the soul enters the body. So you, the soul, are distinct from the body. You enter this body, and when you enter this body, you operate this body. Like a driver operates the car, you, the soul, which has a mind, intellect, and sanskars, which you bring from your past births, you, the soul, start operating with this body. And then you start doing actions through this body. And then when the child is born, then that child starts saying, this is my mama, my papa. And then you start thinking that, I am there. So you create that body consciousness. But actually they are all separate. And Baba says that now first thing you know is you are separate from the body, from the roles you play, or from the relationships you have. But more important than that is, you start practicing. After you know, you have to start practicing that I am separate from the body. Now you see that, suppose there is this laptop, and it has a flip. In the two parts are joined, right? Many parts are joined, but there's an external screen and there's a keypad, and all those are joined. There's a connection in between. Now maybe I thought that these cannot be separated, but now that I know that they can be separated, they are tightened by screws, I hold it in my awareness. I always know that these are two separate things joined by screws. So whenever I want, I can separate the two. Similarly, Baba says that you have to come to that awareness. Excuse me. So Baba says you have to start practicing soul consciousness in meditation. So when you sit in silence, you just visualize that you are a soul sitting in the center of the forehead, and this is the body, these are the relationships, and that is the work I do. And we are not the same. So I, the soul, am separate and everything else is separate. And when you start visualizing them, you also understand that what is my quality. So you see that Baba educates us about the vibration, the quality of the soul also. Now, what is the quality or the vibration of the soul? So the soul is pure, peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful, right? So that's the vibration of me, the soul. And what is the vibration of the body and the world around? So the body may be having aches and pains, or the world around may have many ups and downs. So the world around and your body is also part of it. So in the world and in the body, the rule is change is the only constant. So that will keep constantly changing, and that will also go through a lot of upheaval. But Baba says, now you understand that the upheaval outside is not happening to me, right? So the silence or the peace or the stability inside can continue despite the upheaval outside. Yes, so Baba says, when you can separate these two by being soul conscious, then why do we have negative thoughts? Because we are attached to what's happening outside, and when that which is outside is prone to attack, then we create negative thoughts, or we perceive it as prone to attack. Then we start creating negative thoughts, we start creating fear or worry. But when we understand that that is outside, I am the soul, and that is the nature of how it is supposed to be in Kali Yuga, right? So things will not be my way and everything will be up and down, but I can be in my state of stability and peace. And another thing that Baba teaches us, which is very, very important, is everything is happening inside out. It is not outside in, and it is not just separate, but it is also inside out. So the way you are is affecting everything outside. But you see that we have been in this illusion that everything is happening outside in for so long that it takes a lot of attention to start seeing that everything is happening inside out. And Baba says that if you don't allow what's happening outside to happen to you, and you stay in your soul consciousness, you stay in your stability, then you will be able to influence what's happening outside. Yes, and how many of you have come to that place where you recognize that you are actually influencing everything outside? It's not vice versa. Yes, so you also understand that when I take care of myself, I am also in a very powerful position where, given the limitations of the drama, I dictate a lot of behavior and events. So there are many things which I choose. So let me tell you, there was this one time when I had a fever, and that fever was, it was high fever, and at that time there was this program which had been pre-announced, and because the pamphlets had been distributed and everything had been arranged and people had already been invited, so and suddenly I had fever, and it was just one day before, and we tried arranging some other, some other brother or sister who could conduct the session, but it was not possible at such short notice. So when everybody had already come for the program, then I thought, let me not think about the body, let me just be soul conscious, and I, the soul, have a connection with Baba, right? So that is another big aspect of being soul conscious. So when you are in soul conscious state, you understand that mine is one Baba and none other, because whatever I need and whatever are my relationships, they are all with Baba. So this is another piece of knowledge that you have about soul consciousness. So when I had that fever, I just sat in the class. I told nobody, and I did not give any disclaimer or anything that, maybe, I'll not be able to deliver properly or something. I just sat there and I became detached from the body. I remembered Baba, and I could see that, you could also make the body cooperate with you. And that day my body cooperated, because my words also came out fine. It was not like, that weakness of the body did not affect the quality of the speech or anything. And this is something that, although, it's not like you can change the drama or something, it's not like you can make the fever go away, but the fever won't be a nuisance in your path. So the body, however it is behaving, will not be able to affect you, and it won't be an obstacle in what you intend to do. That's how you will be able to influence it. Maybe you're not able to change the quality of it, but maybe that also is possible in the long run. But instantly, you will be able to have your way without the body being a hindrance, or without the relationships being a hindrance. So this is something that I've practically felt. And this is one occasion, but on numerous occasions, we've had this experience that I am a soul, and when I practice to be soul conscious, I can insulate myself from the effect of the body and the environment and other souls around me. B, I can also ensure that I operate inside out, and I make them also cooperate with me. So, even if they are not changing for themselves, in your context, they will not be an obstacle. They will be, your cooperative souls, or your body will be cooperative. So this is what we mean when we say inside out. And when you are operating inside out and you feel this. And then, the third thing which I mentioned is, I, the soul, am made up of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. And my Baba is the ocean of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. So, whatever I, the soul, need comes from Baba. So, this illusion that whatever I need comes from the world breaks. And in soul consciousness, you understand that you, the soul, are nourished, sustained, and fulfilled by Baba. And when you have this deep connection, and how do you have a connection with Baba? Just by taking your man and buddhi to Baba. So Baba says that you also have very deep your relationship with Baba when you're soul conscious, because you understand that, you see, who do we have a relationship with? The one who gives us the experience of a relationship and the one who gives us what we need, right? Now, when we are body conscious, we think that we need material things and we need, physical love and touch and hug, or, we need physical sustenance. But Baba says that no, you're not a body, you're a soul. And what do you need? You need spiritual sustenance. You need the light of knowledge, the light of love, the light of purity, the light of peace and power. And you get that by turning your attention to me, who is always available for you. And when you soak in that light, and when you become double light, light and full of light, then Baba says the Prakriti, the 5 elements of nature, that which the body is also made of, that becomes your server. Because when you, the soul, are in your power, then the Prakriti becomes your server and you don't have to ask anything. You attract everything. So, everything will come to you. Whatever material, because you are living in the material world, so whatever material requirements are there, they will not come by running after them. They will come when you take your position of a powerful, pure soul, and then the Prakriti, whose job is to serve you. The Prakriti's job is to offer you all you need, and that Prakriti will give you everything in terms of health, wealth, and relationships. So Baba says that is how it works. And when you're soul conscious, you are aware of this law that, I am a soul and all that I need comes from Baba. And all that is outside is a reflection of my fullness inside. And you start paying attention to that. And then the fourth aspect of soul consciousness is you understand that I, the soul, have had a very long journey, because Baba has told us about the Adi, Madhya, Ant of the soul. So the beginning, middle and end of the soul journey. And Baba has told us that we started from the soul world. And how was I when I came from the soul world? Absolutely full, like a full seed. And then I came to this world, this Karam Kshetra, and I played the role of a deity for 2500 years. And then after that, Maya came in and I started becoming body conscious and I started depleting myself through my own actions, which also happened according to the drama. So Baba says, don't blame yourself for it, but this is what happened. So now the truth is that I, the soul, am very low energy, right? So I'm impure. and the impurities of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed has set in. So just like, when you're body conscious and you know that there is an illness in the body, then do you delay the doctor's appointment? No. You run to the doctor, and every day you take what the body requires, whatever treatment the body requires. Now, I'll tell you one incident. There's this one brother, and he has this kidney issue, and he needs dialysis. So I've seen him, planning his dialysis and planning his work and everything around that dialysis. So, he keeps those dates and those days fixed, and then he plans everything around that. So he says, I have to go from this time to this time for the dialysis, and it takes a few hours. So then on that day, I have to rearrange my work schedule. I have to go to work in the evening shift or something. And he plans everything around that dialysis. So when you have a physical health issue and you understand that, and you are body conscious, you know that, this is my priority, right? So similarly, when you're soul conscious, you understand that I am a soul and now I am depleted. So what is my first priority? My first priority is to do that which will purify me. And what will purify me? Remembering the ocean of purity, or remembering the purifier God Shiv Baba. So Baba says that you pay a lot of attention to remembering the ocean of purity, because in soul consciousness you understand that my first priority is to be pure, because only when I become pure, my reality will become pure, or I will be eligible for a pure world. So Baba gives us these, Baba is the only one who makes us soul conscious. And when we are soul conscious, we pay attention to remembering Baba, we pay attention to being pure, and our aim is very clear. So, even if we are working or taking care of relationships or health, we understand that my first priority is to remember Baba and be pure. Choose pure thoughts, pure words, pure deeds, pure hearing, pure eating, pure listening, pure seeing, because that purity is my first treasure. So Baba says, I am the one who makes you understand that you are a soul and your wealth is purity. And in order that you sustain yourself properly physically also in this world, that wealth has to be restored. And for that wealth, you pay attention to choosing pure actions and remembering Baba, who is the ocean of purity. And then today Baba says something very interesting. Baba says that you are soul conscious, you are not afraid of death, because you understand that when I leave one body, I take another, and the soul is immortal. Yes, so if you practice a lot of soul consciousness, you arrive at that experience where you're fearless and you don't mind leaving the body, because you know that leaving the body is death for the body, not death for you, because you will take another body. But Baba says that this doesn't mean that you say that I don't mind dying. Yes, so Baba says it's not like when you are beyond the influence of birth and death, it's not like you say, okay, let me die today, doesn't matter. No, because you understand that this time that we are in is Sangam Yuga, and this is the only time to create a fortune. So you don't say, Baba, take me away, I don't mind because I am a soul. No, that is not Gyan. Because you have Gyan of the soul, but you also have Gyan of what the time is. And you understand that this is the time to create my fortune, and I, the soul, in this body, in this lifetime, I have to create a fortune for myself by remembering Baba and doing karma based on Baba's directions, and thereby creating a punya ka khata or account of charity. And Baba says that those souls who are knowledgeful will tell Baba that, Baba, take me away only after I finish my, karmic settlement and I burn my sins. They would not say that, okay, Baba, because I am deathless, let me just leave the body now. No, because you understand the body is an instrument. You are not afraid of leaving the body, but you are not in hurry to leave the body either. You are not afraid to leave the body, but you understand that you are in this body and in this birth for a purpose, and you want to finish the purpose and then leave the body. And let me tell you something, the human mind, under the influence of Ravan for 2500 years, has created, a lot of bizarre sanskars. So just like, Baba told about this thought that, just leave the body if you are deathless. Similarly, some people will say, if you're so free from ego and greed and attachment, then just leave everything and go to the jungle. Right? But Baba says, what will you do in the jungle? So you're not here to satisfy your greed or attachment or ego. That's fine. But this is the platform where you create karma. So why leave the platform? Why do you have to just, to prove that you're free from lust, anger, and greed and attachment and ego? Do you run away from the platform to create good karma? So Baba says, no, we are free from all the vices, but that doesn't mean that you leave the world and you run away to the jungle because anyways, the world is only for vicious people. No, you're here with an aim and you want to create a better world, and you do that work while living here. So Baba says, we have to be free from fear, we have to be free from lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, and we are soul conscious, and Baba makes us free from that. But despite that, we are in no hurry to go away, because we understand this is the time to selflessly devote your life to creating a fortune by doing punya karma based on Baba's Srimad. Okay, Om Shanti.